There are things in the world that cannot be brought about. There are mistakes that cannot be repaired. But there is one thing sure, that loyalty and friendship are the most precious possessions a man can have. Truth alone can stand a gun of criticism. Never worry about anything that is past. Charge it up to experience and forget the trouble. There are always plenty of troubles ahead, so don't turn and look back on any behind you. The supreme purpose of history is a better world. Wisdom often consists of knowing what to do next. The structure of human betterment cannot be built upon foundations of materialism or business, but upon the bedrock of individual character in free men and women. Peace is not made at the council table or by treaties, but in the hearts of men. It was the transcendent fortitude and steadfastness of these men who in adversity and in suffering through the darkest hour of our history held faithful to an ideal. Here men endured that a nation might live. The worst evil of disregard for some law is that it destroys respect for all laws. Lots of people committed crimes during the year who would not have done so if they had been fishing. The increase of crime is among those deprived of the regenerations that impregnate the mind and character of the fisherman. Fishing is the chance to wash one's soul with pure air. It brings meekness and inspiration, reduces our egoism, soothes our troubles and shames our wickedness. It is discipline in the equality of men, for all men are equal before fish. I protest that we fans are being emotionally starved and frustrated by long periods of perfect performance of these batteries. Moreover, when there are nothing but strikes and balls going on, you relapse into your worries over the Bank of England, or something else. Baseball is the greatest of all team sports. I shall tell my doctors baseball has more curative powers than all their medicine. I send you my hearty congratulations upon beginning the 30th year of your great career as manager of the New York Giants, in which you have done so much to uphold the traditions of clean sportsmanship in the most beloved national game. I pride myself on being one of the oldest fans. I can certainly count up about 70 years of devotion. Competition is not only the basis of protection to the consumer, but is the incentive to progress. Let me remind you that credit is the lifeblood of business, the lifeblood of prices and jobs. American business needs a lifting purpose greater than the struggle of materialism. In its broad aspects, the proper feeding of children revolves around a public recognition of the interdependence of the human animal upon his cattle. The white race cannot survive without dairy products. Children are our most valuable natural resource. Children are the most wholesome part of the race, the sweetest, for they are the freshest from the hand of God. I am no supporter of factory labor for children, but I have never joined with those who clamored against proper work of children on farms outside their school hours. Children add to the wonder of being alive. The advancement of knowledge must be translated into increasing health and education for the children. Bless the children, for the national debt is theirs. There is no other book so various as the Bible, nor one so full of concentrated wisdom. Whether it be of law, business, morals, he who seeks for guidance may look inside its covers and find illumination. We are indebted to the Book of Books, Bible, for our national ideals and institution. Their preservation rests in adhering to its precepts. The whole inspiration of our civilization springs from the teachings of Christ and the lessons of the prophets. To read the Bible for these fundamentals is a necessity of American life. The rigid volunteer rules of right and wrong in sports are second only to religious faith in moral training. I come of Quaker stock. My ancestors were persecuted for their beliefs. Here they sought and found religious freedom. By blood and conviction I stand for religious tolerance both in act and in spirit. Freedom is the open window through which pours the sunlight of the human spirit and human dignity. Absolute freedom of the press to discuss public questions is a foundation stone of American liberty. A splendid storehouse of integrity and freedom has been bequeathed to us by our forefathers. In this day of confusion, of peril to liberty, our high duty is to see that this storehouse is not robbed of its contents. I am convinced that we have re-established confidence. Wages should remain stable. A very large degree of industrial unemployment and suffering which would otherwise have occurred has been prevented. One of the primary necessities of the world for the maintenance of peace is the elimination of the frictions which arise from competitive armament. I dare predict that the influence of the Treaty of Renunciation of War will be felt in a large proportion of all future international acts. Older men declare war. But it is the youth that must fight and die. And it is youth who must inherit the tribulation, the sorrow, and the triumphs that are the aftermath of war. When there is a lack of honor in government, the morals of the whole people are poisoned. Leadership cannot be created synthetically. Men must be what they were made by the Almighty, or the American people will find them out in time. My country owes me nothing. It gave me, as it gives every boy and girl a chance. It gave me schooling, independence of action, opportunity for service and honor. Many women are now holding posts of grave responsibility in city and country and state and nation, and their number must be greatly increased. The president is not only the leader of a party, he is the president of the whole people. He must interpret the conscience of America. He must guide his conduct by the idealism of our people. There are only two occasions when Americans respect privacy, especially in presidents. Those are prayer and fishing. Presidents have only 2 moments of personal seclusion. One is prayer, the other fishing, and they cannot pray all the time. We are now speeding down the road of wasteful spending and debt, and unless we can escape we will be smashed in inflation. There are only 3 ways to meet the unpaid bills of a nation. The first is taxation. The second is repudiation. The third is inflation. The most essential factor to economic recovery today, 1932, is the restoration of confidence. I'm the only person of distinction who has ever had a depression named for him. Which quotation do you like the most? Don't forget to subscribe.